At long last, my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 has received the One UI 5.1.1 update. I do not know what was just going on up there. Updating my smart downloads, okay. In this video, I'm gonna go over a handful of my favorite new features that came with this update. And honestly, there are quite a few. This was a pretty darn good update. We're gonna start off by opening this thing up because most of them are gonna be, better seen on this screen. Let's go ahead and open up an application. And what you can see here now is that there are 4 apps in the recent section on the taskbar. Now you can actually change this yourself by going into settings and then display, come down here to taskbar, and you can see here up to 4 apps. You can change it to 2, 3, or 4. I think 4 is cool because the more things on there, to me, the better. Something else that's going to be kind of on that taskbar down there, let's go back into our settings. Let's scroll down to advanced features and let's go into labs, and you should see flex mode panel. You can now turn this on. Keep an app on top of the screen and additional controls will appear on the bottom screen while your phone is folded upright. Let's do this. Let's actually jump into the web browser. And if we turn the device and go into flex mode, what you will see is this little pop-up will appear down here. Let's click on that. And now what I have is a touchpad. I can actually move a cursor around on the top screen, and there are some other options here. This button will actually take me directly into like the split screen view where I can open up another application. We're not going to do that. This button will pull down my notification shade. We can take a screenshot. We can also edit this, settings, display brightness. I think you can actually drag these on or off, which is actually pretty cool. We're going to put the touchpad back on there because that makes sense. And yeah, there we go. Touchpad is back on. I don't know who this is for. Maybe if this was the Pixel Fold that was the other orientation, this would make a bit more sense to me, but browsing the web like this, or I just don't know. I don't know how much use this is going to be, but you can do it in other applications too. Let's try YouTube Music. And let's hit the button again. And now we have our sort of controls here where we can play pause, we can skip ahead. So maybe there's some utility there. At any rate, it's there for you to test out and try for yourself. If we open up a whole bunch of applications and go into our recents, apparently this is new. I don't actually remember, to be honest with you, but reading the changelog, apparently this is new. I think what we're seeing here is we can now tell this was in a floating window and these were split screened. I think that's what we're talking about. It's crazy how these things that we potentially look at every day when we do a video like this, we can't actually remember what that looked like. So maybe that's new, maybe I'm crazy. Again, basing this off of the wording in the changelog. If we do go back into this floating app, though, we can now drag it to the edge and hide it away, which is potentially very, very useful as well. I do wish that the floating app thing was a thing on my Pixel Fold. I do definitely miss that. You can also have another app open, and let's long press this and drag it down and jump straight into split screening. So that is another pretty cool addition. We've also got a pretty cool feature from the Fold 5. We can now actually long press on an object and be dragging this around and then use another finger to do other things and then continue placing that object. As you can see here, this icon is now movable. We can go even deeper than that. Let's jump into a messaging app. Change some settings so I don't actually have to disguise anything. Let's go into my Google Photos. And now let's say we want to send a picture. Well, I can actually long press to select this image and then get into this dragging view, and I can reach down, go home, go into my messaging app, and then drop that into the box. That is absolutely awesome. Great addition. So there you go, guys. I'll call this my top 5 features of One UI 5.1.1 on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold. Of course, if you're on the Fold 5, you'll be ahead of us. Potentially, you'll have some of these features already, but for those of us on the older Folds, this has now arrived, and these are my top 5 favorite features. So guys, subscribe so you don't miss out on more content just like this. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.